Hey everyone, I'm going to share with you what I picked up because y'all know I hit the jackpot. I didn't have to go dumpster dive, but I went dumpster diving, all right? So I'm gonna share with you what happened and how I got some free patterns in this video. So if that's some content you would like to see, please continue to watch.
Where's Da Vinci?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video I am going to be sharing with you, now it's a lot. If you've been following me on Instagram, you'll see that I went to Joann's. I did a quick reel to show you how I hit the jackpot once again and scored some free patterns. All right, so I'm going to share with you how I was able to get some free patterns, what patterns those are, and some of these are still on the Simplicity website. So go ahead and get your notebook so you're able to jot down the ones that you want. And if you have not been following me, I don't know what you've been doing if you haven't been following me on Instagram, but Simplicity, Butterick, Berta, Nomi, McCall's, and Vogue, they are, I'm sorry, not Vogue, but Simplicity, Berta, Butterick, Nomi, and McCall's, they are all on sale on the Simplicity website for $4.99. And then Vogue is on sale for $5.99 on the Simplicity website. That goes on starting today and will end, I'm sorry, it actually started Friday and will end November the 5th, the day after the 4th of July. All right, so go and get you some patterns. I would definitely say, because Simplicity, Butterick, and Vogue is on sale until the 5th. I'm sorry, I know my clip said the 2nd, but it's the 5th. And that's $1.99. So what I'm going to tell you is, for the out of print patterns, that if you go to Joann's and you do not see them in a drawer, write them down and go get them from Simplicity website. All right. Now, if you are new to the channel, honey, hello, ciao, guten tag, aloha, hola, konnichiwa, wagwan, sambanani, solong, bonjour. If you are returning, you guys know what to do by now. Get you a quick snack, something to drink, come on back. We're going to go ahead and get into it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so listen. I just happened to go in Joann. I'm going to give you a quick story and then we're going to get into it. So I went to Joann's at lunchtime like I normally do. And I went and I picked up all of the Butterick and Vogue pattern. I get over to Simplicity Patterns and there was a lady that was literally, she took over 20 minutes in this one drawer. Now, I say this all the time, write down your list, and that way you're not spending tons of time at the pattern drawer, where when somebody needs to come into the pattern drawer, they looking at you like this. Like time's the ticking, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of me because I was on my lunch break, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll just come back at the end of the day after I get off and just get Simplicity patterns. All right. So that's what I did. So I did this Thursday. So I went to Joann's, looked in the pattern drawer just to get my Simplicity pattern. While I was there, it was one of the teammates that was at the cutting counter, and she was just like, do you need to get in this drawer? I was just like, no, I'm just going around to the Simplicity. She was like, you was here earlier. I was like, yeah, but there was somebody here or whatever. I didn't have enough time to wait for her or whatever, so I had to jet and come back. So she was just like, well, we're getting rid of a lot of these patterns that's in the box. I said, hold on, wait. You getting rid of these patterns in the box? She said, yes, ma'am. I said, so you finna trash them? So she was like, you want them? I was like, well, if I have to pay for them, no, I'll just meet you outside. I'll meet you outside at the dumpster. So she busted out laughing and said, no, honey, you don't have to meet me outside at the dumpster. I'll just box these up and you can take them out with you. I said, well, I don't want the buzzer to go off when I get to the front of the store. She was just like, no, you'll be good. Come to find out, it's the manager. Who would have thought? It's the manager giving me free patterns. Okay, so that's what I'm going to share with you guys today, because it is a lot, and you guys seen that I had 5 bags full of patterns. I have to separate it. Otherwise, it's going to be like a 40-minute video and we don't want those problems, right? So in this video, I'm going to show you the Butterick and Vogue patterns, and then I'll show you the simplicity patterns in another video. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these Butterick and Vogue patterns that I got. I got the Butterick and like 2 Vogues for free, and then I'm going to show you the ones that I actually purchased. All right, so let me show you the ones that I purchased first, and then we'll get into the ones that I got for free. All right, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. I'm going to start off with Vogue patterns. So I have them all in front of me, and I'm going to put every last, you guys know how I do, I'm going to put every last pattern up on the screen for you guys so you guys are able to see in big form. All right, so the first one, the first ones I'm going to show you are all part of the new Vogue summer. I believe they're summer 2023 patterns. So the first one is Vogue 1949, which is this one right here. So this is a Mrs. dress. It's unlined or lined, underlined and lined dress. It has the side and princess seam pleats. It has the side seam pockets and all that good stuff. So you guys know, like, if you go back to my Vogue video, I completely gave you the details for all of these. So I'm not going to tell you all of that again. But listen, this is a nice versatile dress. I can see this as like a special occasion dress. So that's why I went ahead and picked it up. And I plan on doing this towards the holidays. All right. So stay tuned for that. But this is Vogue 1949. It is an advanced pattern. And I know you guys are going to say, like, Rochelle, I'm not here for these advanced patterns. You just did a video with nothing but elastic. Get back to those easy to sew patterns. I got you covered. I'm coming with another video like that as well. All right. But this is Vogue 1949. Next pattern is 1950. So the reason why I picked this up is because I have a all white event towards the end of this month. Okay. It's a, so I did mention this before, but one of my aunts passed away a couple of weeks ago, well, about 2 weeks ago, and we are doing a boat ride in Miami towards the end of the month. So with that being said, I feel like I could get this one done quickly and wear it for that boat ride for celebration of life. So I think I want to do this because this is kind of a shirt dress, and I think it would be cute to ride on the boat, but we will see. We will see, because like I said, it's all white. Do I really want to do this, or do I want to do something easier? But this is Vogue 1950, and it's another advanced to sew pattern. All right, let's go ahead and get over to the next one. Next one, I showed this before, it's 1951. It's an average to sew pattern. I like the fact that it has a cutout in the back, but I already told you guys that I'm going to do some twerks to this pattern as well, some tweaks or whatever to kind of cover up a little bit more. But I do like this pattern, and it's 1951. Next one is 1953. It does have that plunging V going on at the front of it, but I like it for both view A and view B. I will probably do view A when I get around to this pattern. It's an average to sew pattern, basically. But this is a good one. But I know for me, what I will do is definitely close up that front area a little bit, so it's not, you know, showing tatas when I'm wearing it. But it would be great for a staple summer, you know, vacation wardrobe. So I can see that for that. Let's go ahead and get over to the next one. So the next one is 1954. It's a button-down shirt, and if you go back to that Vogue video that I did, I said that I am liking that coat shoulder effect, which is view B right here. So that's why I picked it up. I love that detail. It is an average to sew pattern as well. And yeah, that's the one that I really, really want to do. And I know you're probably saying, like, Rochelle, you could get the same thing with another pattern, but I don't know. I just wanted to pick it up, so I did. But this is 1954. Moving over to the next one. So the next one, you guys already know, I'm here for this. 1958, the cargo style pants and shorts. It is an average to sew pattern, so be mindful of that. I want these shorts so bad, so I want to make them up sometime this summer. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get to it, but if I'm able to get to it, it won't be until August. All right. So this is 1958. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. So the next one is 1960. It's a coordinate lifestyle wardrobe type pattern. So you guys know I am here for the jacket and the pants, which is view A and view C. You know, when it comes to this little knit top, I'm not here for that, because if I do it, I would make it longer to cover the tummy as well. You guys know I'm not like a big fan of crop tops. I do them here and there for something, but I'm not here to wear a crop top because I can't wear it to work. So I like to make things that I can definitely wear it to work and outside of work and not have to sew two different wardrobes, if that makes sense, right? So this is 1960. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. So the next one is 1961. Y'all already know. I am here for the crop top, and I just said I don't like crop tops, but I'm going to extend it, and the pants. That is what I am here for, baby. Yes. The skirt is nice, but I really want those pants, all right? But this is 1961. Let's go ahead and get into those two free patterns that I picked up. All right, so the first one, now I'm gonna put it like this. I don't know if these are on the Simplicity website for you to pick up, but if you do not see these on the Simplicity website, you can always check eBay, Etsy, or Amazon. Those are all other, you know, 3 other sources that you could check if you want this pattern. So let me tell you about this first one, the Vogue 8577. All right, I like this pattern. It is close fitted line flared dress. View A, B, and C have darts, front and back gathers. It has the side front pockets with the pocket band, and it also has a button front closure. So view A and B have sleeves there, and then C has the sleeves at the cut. And then view A looks like your knee length. View B and view C is more like a midi length or a lower calf length, okay? So for the notions, you're only going to need buttons. And then for view A, you're going to need some single full bias tape because it's sleeveless there. And then in terms of fabric, you could use gingham, you could use silk, you could use linen, cotton if you choose. So yeah, this is a very... I love it's like the big pockets is what drew me to this pattern, but it was free and I picked it up. Yes. So this is Vogue 8577. Let's move over to that last Vogue pattern that was gifted to me for free. So the next one is a very easy Vogue pattern. All right. So let me put it like this. You know what you need for notions? Nothing. Zippo. Zero. Nada. Nothing. Okay, did you just hear me? No notions for this pattern. So the pattern is Vogue 9311. It's a very, did I say very easy to sew pattern. All right, now let me tell you this. When I seen this pattern, I don't see it for the dress, okay? I see it as something else, which means this pattern is for me to hack. Okay, I already plan on hacking this pattern. So I want to use the bodice of view B, and I want to actually put it on a pair of pants or a pair of shorts to make a romper. But let me tell you this, I do not see it for the bodice and the skirt. No, 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 I see it for something else. The bodice definitely has to go with something else. All right, so that's what I see this pattern for, a hacking pattern. I'm just using this as a guide to hack and make something else. All right, but this is Vogue 9311. All right, so now that I showed you the Vogue patterns, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the Butterick patterns as well. Now, I'm gonna start off with the ones that I purchased and then get to the ones that was gifted to me. All right, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. All right, so for the Butterick patterns that I actually purchased for $1.99, I picked up 6. So when I went to my local Joann, after coming back from Miami, South Florida Frocktail, the ones that I picked those up, but then there were a few of them that I just skipped over because 1, I was in a hurry, and then 2, I wasn't feeling them until I got back home and I was like, why didn't I pick those up? So I went ahead and picked up a total of 6 of those. Now I'm just going to show the patterns and tell you why I picked them up. I'm not going to give the details simply because I have a video where I gave all the details for the pattern. All right, so the first one is a Butterick 6940. It's a knit dress, okay? When it comes to the notions, come closer because you need nothing. No zippers, no buttons, no snaps, no elastic, none of that. Just thread, okay? So write this down in your archive that you've been keeping a tab of, all the patterns that you do not need any notions for, okay? Thank me later. But this is a Butterick 6940, and I think if you are on the plus sides, you can get 6941. I'll put both of those up so you're able to see that, all right? But this is 6940. Let's move over to the next one. So the next one is 6945. Okay, it's this one right here. It's kind of like a button front dress or a button front knit lounge type top or dress. It's a lounge type wear. So I picked this up because I figured the top and the pair of pants, yes. Now, the pair of pants, you need elastic, but the top, you're going to need some buttons. So I feel like it's an easy to sew tunic. Now, this is knit, so you will need knit fabric in order to do the pants and the top. So you guys know I normally do not sew a lot with knit. Now, do I know how to sew with knits? Absolutely. But do I sew with knit a lot? I do not because of where I live. And come on, I don't need those problems with chafing, okay? So I work with knits when it's colder, like in the fall and winter, but I do not work with knits in the summertime at all. All right, so this would be one that I will put in my archive for a later time, you know, fall or winter time. Moving over to the next pattern, it is 6938. It's a vintage pattern. Listen, you guys will probably see this towards the end of the year because I have something that I am planning on doing. So I had to pick up a few vintage patterns to have some options. So that's why I picked up this one. But this is 6938. Moving on to the next one is 6937. I just picked this up for my daughter. She's into the jumpsuit, streetwear, whatever. But I went ahead and picked this one up for her. It's 6937. Moving on to the next one, it's 6939. Another vintage pattern. Now, I picked this up because I like how you can style the top with the shorts and make it a two-piece, or you could style it with the dress, or not the dress, but the skirt. So I see myself making all 4 items that's on this pattern. So it is a retro vintage pattern from the 50s. So I could see myself doing this in a gorgeous fabric. It could be plaid. You never know what I'm gonna do. So I went ahead and picked this up, and you can pick this up for $1.99 too. All right. And moving over to the last pattern that I actually purchased was 6948, which is this one right here, which is a jacket, a vest, a top, dress, and pants. This is a whole lifestyle wardrobe. I could see myself making every single view on this. Now, I will say this. So view A is the jacket, view B is the vest, view C is the top, view D is, view C is the top, view D is the dress, and view E are the pants. Now, for me, I will be doing some modifications. So one of the modifications I would do for this pattern is view C and view D. Add some sleeves. I will add some sleeves simply because for me, when I do a sleeveless dress, I would have to do facing pieces for the armhole. I do not like any type of bias tape at the armhole or at the neckline. That's just me. So I would draft facing for both the armhole and for the neck area of my pattern. All right, so that's one of the things I would do. Now, that's if I want to do it sleeveless. If I do not want to do it sleeveless, another thing that I would do is add sleeve. Take some nice, you know, nice sleeves from a different pattern and put it on this pattern. All right. So that's what I would be doing for mine for view C and view D, the top and the dress and make it look like something different. Like I have done before when I did the sew along for Butterick 6718, I just basically took New Look 6698 sleeve, put it on the top, and we were good to go. All right. Now for the pants, which is view E, y'all know I'm a waistband girl. So I would just take my drafted waistband, add it to the pants, and maybe flare out the pants a little bit to give me kind of like a wide leg pants. So that's probably what I would do for mine and do the entire wardrobe collection. But stay tuned because I might do this one as a sew along. I don't know yet. We'll see. But this is $69.48. All right, so let's move over to the patterns that I'm going to say dumpster dive for, but I didn't necessarily dumpster dive for them. All right. So go get your notebook. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go get your notebook so you can write these patterns down. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the patterns that was gifted to me for free by the manager at my local Joann. All right. So these are the ones that I dumpster dive for. First one is Butterick 5218. It is a Mrs. Top belt and tunic. It's loose fitting, pullover top. View A and C are your tunics. And then view B and D have the collar variation. All of them have like a front button closure with front pleats, back gathers, drop shoulders, and sleeve variations as well. So view A has that self-tie belt that I love, and I like how she has her collars popped. All right, she's popping those collars. Every day she could remember, she be popping her collars, popping her collars. All right, but anyway, I like this. I can see myself both making view A, C, and D. I like view A, but I also like view C and D for different reasons. So I can see myself making this pattern really, really, really soon. Because I'm just going to give y'all one caveat. I need some tops. So I might be doing a top series here pretty soon after the summer into the fall. I think I'm going to be making lots of tops for work. So stay tuned for that just in case I decide to do it. All right. But this is Butterick 5218. Moving over to the next one. So the next one is 5522. So this pattern, y'all, the reason why I said yes to this pattern, the color block, view A. Yes, baby. I can't wait to make this. Now, let me say something. Now, this one, you will need a zipper. So I was thinking this was more of like a pullover, but you will need a zipper for this pattern, but it is 5522. Butterick 5522. Moving over to the next one. The next one is a gorgeous button-down shirt. Now, you guys know this has been a staple in many sewists. I did not have this pattern. So, of course, I want it. 5526. It is basically a Mrs. shirt. It's fitted, too. So, yeah, I think when I get around to it, I would do view A and view D on this pattern. All right. Moving over to the next one. So, the next one I have done before. I had this in my wardrobe. I made it. Oh, when I say I made this probably back in like 2016, 2017. And I made it in a smaller size, threw it out, and we here, okay? So it's Butterick 5529. And it's just basically your jacket. I mean, one of the things with this is all you need is ribbon or clear elastic. Go get this pattern. That's all I'm going to say. 5529. Go get this pattern because you pretty much need no notions. Clear elastic is not really a notion. Ribbon, not really a notion either. But you want this. This is Butterick 5529. Moving over to the next one. It is $54.98. Y'all, come close. You do not need any notions for this pattern. Write it on your list of no notion patterns, okay? But this one is $54.98. It is a Mrs. jacket. It's a very easy, you heard me, very easy to sew pattern. All right, so write this down in your patterns of no notions, baby, okay? $54.98. All right, moving over to the next one. So the next one is Butterick $54.69. Y'all, I love this jacket. It's an easy to sew pattern. It's lined, semi-fitted jacket, view A, B, C, and D. Have your princess seam, sleeve variations, front button closure, and a shaped hemline, okay? So let me say this. The one that I am really feeling, I'm feeling really good about D, but I'm also loving view B, all right? Now, I don't know if it's on the Simplicity website, but go hunt this pattern down. $54.69, very easy to sew pattern, all right? Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. The next one is Butterick $54.67, all right? It's a very easy to sew pattern, and guess what, y'all? You do not need any notions. No, nada, zero, nothing. No notions. Just thread, okay? Write it down on your list of patterns that you've been keeping track of that you don't need any notions, okay? This is Butterick $54.67. It is a Mrs. jacket, a semi-fitted, unlined jacket, but you can always add lining if you choose to. It has the two-piece raglan sleeves. For sure, it has length variation. It has top stitching. I see some top stitching going on as well. Now, I completely already marked on it when I was looking at these patterns. So view D is what I'm looking at making. All right. Now, I think I did see this on the Simplicity website, but it's $54.67. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. So the next one is a Butterick $57.85. Guess what? No notions, okay? No zippers, no snaps, no buttons, none of that, and even no elastic, okay? So this one is a Mrs. Top tunic and sash. So it's semi-fitted, it's a wrap top. View A and B is your tunic. View C and D have the front extending into the back collar for sure. Front shoulder pleat, self-line yoke back, princess seams, inside ties, and then it has a narrow hem and sash, okay? So you use the sash to kind of hold it together, but there's no notions, all right? Write it down. Once again, it's Butterick $57.85, all right? Moving over to the next one. Next one is Butterick $57.86, okay? Now this one is your girl, Mrs. Shirts, all right? Button-down shirts. Y'all know I love some button-down shirts, but this is an easy-to-sew pattern, and all you're gonna need is some buttons. I like view B, kind of like the button-down shirt with the high-low hem. So that's what I'm here for. I really like view B. So thank you, manager at Joann's. I'm not going to call her name. I'm not going to say which Joann's it is, simply because I want to keep that private, all right? But it's $57.86, all right? Moving over to the next one, $57.90, all right? So it's a very easy-to-sew pattern. So for your notions, the only thing you're gonna need is single fold bias tape. So write this down on your list of no zippers, no buttons, no snap, no elastic, just bias tape, which is not really a notion. There's a notion, but not really a notion, all right? But this is Butterick $57.90, and it's basically a Mrs. Wrap cover up or a poncho, whichever one you want to call it. But I'm here for view E with the drawstring to elasticate that waist, all right? Snatch in that waist, all right? But this is $57.90. Let's get over to the next pattern. So the next pattern is $58.47. This is a Mrs. dress. It's fitted line dress. It has princess seam and stitched hem, all right? So now for this one, you will need a separating zipper, all right, from the notions. I am here for view B, even though you guys know I'm not a big fan of like sleeveless, all right? I gotta have some cap sleeves or something, right? But this is $58.47 on this pattern. You will need that separating zipper, and you will need some ribbon. Let's go ahead and move over to the next pattern. Next one is $59.27. This pattern, y'all, it is a Mrs. jacket, a semi-fitted line jacket that has optional shoulder pads if you want the shoulder pads, front variations, and top stitching. So for view B and view C, it has the flaps there. And then for view D, it has the button trim on the cuff and back tab. And then it also has a front zipper on view C as well to kind of close it up. And then all the rest of them, you just have your buttons on the front. All right. Now, in terms of like the fabrics that you can use cotton, pre-quilted fabric, faux leather, poplin, or tweed. Now I have some brocade in my stash, and I think this would look so amazing to do in a brocade as well. I'm looking to do view D on this pattern. I think that would be so cute. But this is an easy to sew pattern, and it's $59.27. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. All right, so this one is Butterick $59.29. It's a very easy to sew pattern. I have done this before. I have done this in like 2015, 2016. I did it in like a blue animal print. Of course, I don't have the pictures for that because it's so old. All right, but I did view B. When I seen this pattern, I jumped for joy because I've been looking for this pattern. No one has it, and I refuse to pay like $15 on Etsy or even eBay. Okay, so when I seen this pattern, I was like, yes, I haven't seen this pattern in forever. This pattern came out in 2013 from the back of the pattern envelope. And when I made it, you know, I picked this up in probably 2014, made it in 2015, and I was just like, ooh, I love this. But of course, you know, when you have kids, guess what? It doesn't fit. So I gave it away. All right. But this is Butterick $59.29. It is an easy to sew pattern, and it's basically a semi-fitted skirt through the hips. It has your side front pockets, waistband, pleats, and a back zipper as well. It's fairly easy to sew pattern, to be honest. The only thing you need to know how to do is make pleats and insert a zipper. All right, that's it. But this is Butterick $59.29. Let's go ahead and get over to the next one. The next one is Butterick $59.30. Y'all, get into this dress, okay? It is a woman's dress. The dress has collars, princess seam fitted. It's lined. It has a mock wrapped bodice. And then it has a detachable snap as well. Skirt variations, whether you want more of like your slim fitted skirt or a flared skirt as well. It has a back zipper, side seam pockets if you want to add pockets, narrow hem. But you also have a sleeveless option in view C, view A, but view B also have your cap sleeves, all right? So when it comes to notions, you can use cotton fabric, but you want to use like a medium weight woven fabric, whether that's like a crepe, shantung, broadcloth. You can use a broadcloth or a cotton fabric if you choose. I could actually see this looking really good in an Ankara fabric as well, if you want to do that. But if I decide to do it in Ankara, I would definitely do view B on this pattern. Ankara would look really good in view A as well, but I don't think I would want to do it in like a color block with Ankara. I don't know, but to each his own. Okay, if you decide to do that, make it look good. All right, girl. All right, so but this is Butterick $59.30. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. All right, so the next one is $59.82. It's an easy to sew pattern. For this pattern, it is a Mrs. dress and belt. The dress has close fitting lined bodice. It also has a side front seaming. It has pleats and gathered skirt, back zipper, and belt with the bow knot. And you also have like a Velcro closure as well. Now this pattern has separate pattern pieces for your cup sizes. So I love this pattern. Now, one thing I like is I'm not a big fan of the top portion, like coming all the way up to the neck like it's jogging me. So I probably won't do view A. View B looks really nice, even though I don't know if I would do that color block, to be honest. View C, I don't like that V whatsoever. So I might do view B, but also take the sleeves from view C, jazz them up a little bit, and make it do what it do. All right, but this is Butterick's $59.82. Let's go ahead and move over to the next one. So the next one is Butterick $60.99. It's an easy to sew button, and it is a Mrs. tunic. It is loose fitting pullover tunic. It has collar variations, button front closure, back yoke with inverted pleats, sleeve variations, and top stitching. All right. Now for this one, I know you're like, you just showed us a pattern like this. I couldn't say no. Why? Because now listen, you guys know I'm not a big fan of sleeveless. Okay, I already mentioned that. I know that about myself, but I like View C because I could actually see this, because y'all know I did like a light blue button down shirt. If I use that light blue for the collar and then use the blue that I showed you guys for the fabric I was going to use for Simplicity 9610, which is also a button down shirt, I can make this and use both of those to go in my transitional wardrobe. I might do that. Just stay tuned for that. If the two fabrics pair well together. If it doesn't and the fabrics not speaking to each other, I wouldn't do it. All right, but this is Butterick 6099. Let's go ahead and get over to the next one. So the next one is Butterick 6127. Y'all, this dress is fire. I love it. And I like View A on this pattern, but this is a missus dress. It has collar and front bands, close fitted lined bodice. It has a princess seam, semi-fitted skirt, and a back zipper. And then the back hemline has a slit. All right. So this is an easy to sew pattern as well. So for me, now View C, it has a girl that has some lace on it. Okay, I'm not here for the lace whatsoever. I do like lace, but not for this dress. I am strictly here for View A, and I could see it in a red, a black. I could see it in solid colors. Prints, I don't know if prints would work, but I think prints would work if you do a subtle print, if you know what I mean. Okay, nothing really busy, but you know, I would have to pretty much cut the pattern pieces and play around with it and see if it works for, you know, any type of print fabric that I would use. All right, if I use a print, it would be a subtle print. All right, to where it's not to disturb the dress, period. All right, but this is Butterick 6127. Let's go ahead and move over to the last pattern that I got for free. All right, so the last pattern is Butterick 6129. It is a missus dress. The dress has semi-fitted lined bodice with side, front, and back seams, the skirt and sleeve variations, and a back zipper. So View A and B has bias tape, pleated sleeves with elasticated casing as well. View A and C has the pleated skirts and pocket. View B and D has that semi-fitted skirt and front hemline pleat. And then View C and D has your collar and your cuffs as well. So for me, I think it was Judith D. I haven't seen her in a while, but I think it was Judith D that made this dress. So for this pattern, I think for me, I think I would probably do View A on the pattern. This one right here. Yeah, I don't know which view I would actually do, because I do like View B. I could see doing it in a black, but also pairing like a animal print with it. I don't know 100%, to be honest with you, but it's Butterick 6129. All right, that's all the patterns that I picked up and got for free. Those are all Butterick and Vogue patterns. I will be showing you the Simplicity pattern coming up in a couple of days. It's a lot, so I didn't want to make this video super long. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and since you made it this far, do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, and also smash that notification bell so you are notified every time your girl uploads a new video. Also, I want to say a couple of things. Joann's, the pattern sale for this week is Simplicity, Butterick, and Vogue are on sale. Simplicity and Butterick is on sale for $1.99. Vogue is on sale for $5.99. It ends July the 5th. All right. On the Simplicity website, Simplicity, Berta Style, Butterick, Nomi, and McCall's are on sale for $4.99. This is the time for you to go get those hard to find patterns that you cannot find at Joann's. My advice to you is go to Joann's, make your list, go to Joann's. If you cannot find it, then head over to the website and pick it up. Also, Vogue is on sale for $5.99 on the Simplicity website. All right. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. And one final note. All right. July 13th, starting July 13th, Simplicity will be on, McCall's and Nomi will be on sale. I will post the flyer when that time comes around. All right. And also stay tuned because you will be seeing me drop my opinion of the McCall and Nomi patterns for the summer drop that's coming out pretty soon. All right, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, keep sewing.
Where's Da Vinci?
They're picking sides, they're crossing the line.